Okay. So now then we'll officially call the meeting to order. And the first order of business is public comments. 5 minutes for anything that is not already on the agenda. So I didn't even look at the agenda tonight. Are they on the agenda? Yeah, okay, so you guys can just okay, we can
Number 11.
we can go right to number 11 unless somebody objects to that. And then we'll go back to the rest of our business and you guys are welcome to stay or go or whatever you want to do.
I have
All right.
no objection.
Did you number 3 first, or we would?
Okay.
We're good, I think. We'll go back to it. Appoint Westfield Fire District #1 interim treasurer. We have a candidate.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Nikki. We have to do that, right?
Yeah,
it's
fire
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So that we have a motion.
Have a motion?
Yeah, I mean.
And I second that motion.
Okay,
Yeah, we have Nikki.
so all in favor of Nikki, say aye.
I,
So it's unanimous. Congratulations.
And John, thank you for your the Prudential Committee of the Water System.
Yeah,
Very good.
all right. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about while you're here? Because
Any water system business, if you have any questions, we're happy to answer them for you, but we're in need of a treasurer, an interim treasurer until our annual meeting, probably in
November.
November.
So this is an appointment, so
Right.
November, and we'll
Yeah.
have our election.
right,
So
yeah, I read the bylaws.
Yes. We saw them.
Found out, yeah, and we're happy about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll take up all our time.
But, you're welcome to our meetings anytime, let you know.
if you have any questions regarding the water system, feel free to reach out.
You guys are doing a good job.
oh, yeah.
We get past this rough spot here and then.
Right.
Then you'll go.
Yeah, we're doing it, it's going,
Yeah.
it's just, it's a process like anything.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all set then, so you all set?
Any other room?
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're right. Thank you.
Okay, now I guess we can go back to additions that I should have started there probably. Are there any additions or deletions? Not even any deletions,
I have an addition
okay?
that I received on my desk this morning from the listers to sign the tax map maintenance contract that you previously approved when you prepared the budget.
Okay, so I guess we don't have to vote on that. We already did.
You already did.
So we'll just do that as the evening progresses then. Or is there anything to talk about? You just have to.
Did I forget to print the rest of this? We don't have, well, I guess we should add other business. Do you have other business on yours? Do you have it on yours, Nikki? Yeah. I guess we didn't print the backside. Okay, so it's 15 other business.
Yeah.
And then adjourn?
Yeah.
Okay, so 15's other business.
And there was just schedule a meeting for Murph under other business, so we.
Or let's schedule the February meeting, is that what you're saying?
Schedule a meeting for MERP.
Murph.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
And 16 is adjourn. So maybe it can be 15B.
For the sign. Sign. Did you say 15B?
Yep.
Those 15A?
Schedule a meeting for MERP.
Okay, that's all right. Oh, good. Okay, anything else? All right, number 4. Unless you gotta rush away, are you here for?
I'm here for the sewage discussion with halfway.
Okay, so just keep going then on the agenda for now. Approve the minutes of the January 3rd select board meeting. And we have received the email minutes. What's your wish?
The motion, to approve the minutes as read.
Yeah, second that motion.
And any questions or additions or deletions? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Right?
Any opposed? The ayes have it. So carried. All right. Library report. That as well.
That's probably practical, you want that with every,
Yeah, good. We saw that too, that there's one of the trustees that's resigning.
So we added that to the warning. To fill, she had one more year on her term after this year. So we just added another one to fill an unexpired term under trustees.
Know if there's anybody interested.
I think they've been talking to a few people about it, so I think they'll have somebody by town meeting.
And then the next one is the thawing regard.
yeah, I made it a little bit bigger by the other day, but I don't know if they really need it. I did bump into Lagan at the furnace, and I came Thursday for the furnace in here. And he said he doesn't know, he can't plow any bigger, but he's plowing now, so. I don't plow the way it was, and
There is a
if
little
I
bit.
still let us know, I'll just push it around.
You did open up some more, right? Somebody did.
I did, I made it bigger.
Yeah, you made it bigger, yeah.
Would it help? I mean, I could go with my tractor.
No, we're good now. We're good. Yeah, we're good. I made it right to the ramp, the end of the ramp, so,
He snow blows it, so
yeah.
that's why he doesn't want to do it bigger.
I know the other day, it weren't much there, so I didn't touch it, just want the ground to freeze, so next time I go by there with my plow, and I go to North Hill, so when I see it, I'll just make it bigger.
Yeah,
Until it gets muddy,
right.
then it will get muddy.
But that at some point, though, that parking lot is pretty small, and if we wanted to, we could increase the size of it back a little. I mean, not saying that we need to pave it, but we could
Yeah, we can
skim off the topsoil and put some gravel.
put gravel, stay mat down, whatever,
Yeah,
stay mat, gravel.
something to talk about in the summer.
Yep.
Maybe not. Make it too crazy big, but it.
I got it right on the end of the ramp right now,
Yeah, and there's a park over there. Not quite that far, or
no,
does it go?
it hooks to the beginning of the ramp,
Yeah.
it's probably 5 feet when the ramp starts.
Yeah. All
Bill
right,
did put the book
return thing,
return thing up,
I see that.
yeah,
and Connie said that if you need more parking, that you could park in her driveway.
okay, that's,
Somebody said that?
Yeah.
Really?
Good.
That's good.
Because they were saying also they're gonna have more events going, so people don't have enough place to park there.
yeah, it's,
And I guess we'll have to ask, they did ask the hometown.
they don't want
They
to.
don't want to.
Well, some of them said yes and some of them said no. So this is something you guys, maybe you should talk to the owners.
the owner.
So I don't know which one said no.
Well,
or
the only
said
place
yes.
to be able to do it, it'd be Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, when they're closed.
Yeah,
When
I
they
mean, usually there are events one at night or late in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're right.
It'd be worth a conversation.
Yeah, you talking,
It was Jason was unpleased with it being used.
who?
Jason
Lyle?
Unbelial was the one who was,
Is it because during business?
no, it was on a Sunday and he hadn't been talked to. Someone at the store, one of the employees was asked
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they said, sure.
yeah.
And
So this
and
is,
then the owner was
yeah,
unhappy
this
with
is
it.
where I think you
That is
guys
pretty
should
cool, I guess.
talk to them.
Yeah, we do that.
Pretty easy to have a conversation. But, again, maybe this spring we consider expanding that parking lot a little bit.
Yeah. You could take out some topsoil off and so it was good and stay mat or whatever,
Put
or
down some fabric first and then say that.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
fix it up the way it's supposed to be.
And you think we got the cruising problem?
I think we got the freezing problem taken care of. I think so far. Roger was there a couple times this week.
That was the gift I kept on giving.
He took the casing off the window this time.
Yeah,
At first, we made a hole bleed underneath that window. He insulated underneath it the way he could on the side. And then if it looked good and everything, then he put the door in, which the door is like a bifold door, but it's open. But he could leave that open, but right now, he put that screen on the inside, the same thing as the other one. And when it froze, he thawed out, and then take them on and thawed out with that little heater, then he took all the window apart. And he could see daylight right straight through. We took the casing off the inside and he used 2 cans of foam and some insulation and packed it right up, and then it was real cold, next 2 or 3 days, like 0. And below 0, and then it bothered us.
Good.
Tuesday was real cold, and she didn't call, Roger didn't stop until Wednesday. The Tuesday when she was there and nobody called, I didn't stop until busy other stuff.
Yeah, so it's been checked from A to Z.
Yeah,
Pretty
so
much.
we should be good.
But sometimes it takes that much to find the problem.
Well, you
Somebody
know,
got
you
15
kind of have
years,
to
you
go
know,
through
Never
that,
got 15 years since we insulated the wall.
Yeah.
12,
Yeah.
15 years.
the process of elimination,
Yeah, start one way and go.
yeah. Okay, now request for additional hours.
I was pretty shocked to see so many people actually visited there. On that report they sent us.
Yeah,
Is that a whole month or is that a year?
No, that was just the time that she said, I know how long it was, but it's quite a few people.
it's definitely more than it used to be.
Yeah, way more.
You know, so the question is. So it sounds like about less than half of them are Westfield residents. Like 42%, if I saw that right, residents, and I'm not opposed to having this for out of town folks. But we're flipping the bill for the whole thing,
Right.
and I wonder if they're,
Well, there's hours, if you read that, they kind of want more hours to do. The historical
work.
stuff,
to do
do
work.
more work, but there's times I go by, there's only 1 car, or sometimes there's no car.
It's a budget thing too. I mean,
Yeah.
Also, yeah, remember we talked about that last time and we
Mhm.
already did our budget, no.
Yeah,
What's going on with the kids downstairs now, there's some kids going downstairs, a lot of kids, Roger said there was a lot of kids last Monday or Tuesday.
NECA's there every week.
And the
that's
kids-
probably how the window got broken too.
Yeah, that window got broken
That
from
time.
inside, it's something through, something inside.
But is that fixed now or just had?
No, I didn't order one, it's the double pane, the
Okay,
one, so it's just inside, the inside one was broke, but you could see where somebody threw something inside that window.
I mean,
The only way it can get broke.
we can't go figure out who did it and
No,
do anything
no.
about it, but
No.
still. So what are we thinking then about the additional hours that,
Well, I think if you're thinking that it's actually costing the town, money for other towns to be here.
yeah,
I think we.
more than half.
Yeah.
Of the
Yeah.
people are coming from outside of Westfield.
I think I'm pretty satisfied with what we're doing right now. I think, the average she's putting in, she got this many people here.
So, when I was reading that, it sounds like some of the reasoning for asking for more. Hours of being open is for doing clerical work,
Right.
and that doesn't need, the library doesn't need to be open for that. Although it doesn't cost any more to have it open, I guess, if the librarian to be.
But if it's open, then you can't do what you gotta do the other way either. No, you can't concentrate if you're there, if you gotta watch people, so if you're gonna be there to do. The inventory for the collectibles. Well, you probably should be closed, that way you can. Do your work and.
It's a little bit hard to answer that question.
It is.
Without having somebody here to talk to us a little bit. I mean, it's one thing to write something down, but it's another thing to have a person on one-on-one discussion a little bit. I mean, I'm not that inclined to add more hours if I haven't seen a real compelling reason to. And especially given that.
Yeah, because I had up and, quite a bit, and like Lisa said, our budget is done. But.
So, last time we talked about this, we asked for the information, I
Survey,
guess you
yeah.
sent us the
Little
survey.
She sent us a survey, yeah.
But that's only 1 month. And we had Christmas party, we had other stuff,
That's right, we had the Christopher one, yeah.
so only 1 month, that.
No, this isn't 1 month,
It's
this
a
is 1 year.
It's a year,
Oh, that's a whole year?
that was a year.
1/23/24 through 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8/24.
Probably here.
And then regarding, I don't know if it's a off the wall comment, but I had said that in one of the messages. If there's an event that draws more people than what conveniently can be there. Move it to the community center unless they're looking at. Things that are in the library, but if there's an event that they're doing. That doesn't have to be in that building.
So the children from 1 to 5, those really are just, that's, must be what they do while the kids downstairs.
Mhm.
So did he, I mean, did they have to use the library or they could use the community center?
NECA,
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
I don't,
people show up for that.
that's the day that Connie said the most cars are there.
It must be, yeah, that's when Roger said, I'll have to wait, the place is full of kids. And he, on top of the water, he went back later.
Oh, no, I think you should ask this,
I didn't know
somebody
that-
from
I
the
didn't know
board
they
to
were running-
come.
Yeah,
Running that over there either.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm just, it'd be nice to know must be a library related component to this, or is it just a place for kids to gather? What's the,
I'm not sure. I thought it was a library component, but then I said something one day and I thought I was told that the kids don't go upstairs, so. But I think the trustees should answer that question.
yeah,
What about supervision?
They're supervised, not by the librarian, but by
Right.
Yeah, and then again, we got,
people.
we thought about having kids down there, cause you got like visitor down there too. But I don't.
where, again, where do those kids come from? Are they locals? So, they must be somewhat local, they're there.
I think it's the
Would it be-
Newport NECA.
Would it be reasonable to ask a representative to come talk to us at the next meeting
Mhm.
of the library, just to find out?
I think they should come once a quarter myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They don't need to come every month, but,
sure. Yeah,
and I think it should be a board member, not Jennifer.
right,
okay,
I
let's,
think we should table it.
let's do that, yeah, let's do that. And the plowing thing, we're kind of, the yard thing, we can take that up this spring.
Yeah, we'll-
And after the snow's gone, so we're not saying no to that, we're just kind of. Anything else related to the library
The furnace has been fixed. We saw that,
at the library?
yeah, well, we did
That leak.
notify that last time, so we're all set with that.
Oh, yeah, the leak.
That
yeah,
leak,
that's
that's all been fixed.
Seems like a long time ago.
Good thing I went in there and checked that out,
Yeah, anybody figure out why that happened?
just,
Just-
the valve,
The packings in the valve?
Yeah. valve let go. Just happened that Roger and I went checked out one,
That could
told me
be
what
messed.
we're gonna do, and that water's leaking.
Yeah.
I walked in, I'm glad I did, because.
There's a lot of water down there.
He's dripping really good.
Yeah,
That's all good.
anything mechanical,
Yeah.
required or was it a supervisor?
It should be good.
Do we? Do we want to just follow the agenda or do we want to go to Pat? While she's here?
Let's go to Pat.
Okay.
Thirteen.
Okay, number 13. I was wondering about that. Everybody fell asleep and fell off the edge of the earth.
No, people died.
No kidding.
And I was
That's been happening a lot around
And
here.
I
Yeah.
and I was reading, yeah, it's just, yeah, I had talked to Ladonna. She knew. Oh, here, I even got an email from somebody, so, I did hear back from, one of the folks at AES, and so this is the town's job to fill this out, and, their understanding is you have everything in their contract to fill in the blanks, so it's either is Madonna gonna do this, or of course, how, right. Somebody needs to do this, and the folks at AES, she said, you should, I did call them and I said, aren't we gonna need information from you? She said, yes, everything you should need is in our contract, which you should have your contract.
So you mean already?
It's in their contract. This is your loan application,
Okay,
loan/grant application.
We just got this afternoon, so we haven't seen it.
And she said, if you don't understand, you know, what a number means or something in terms of going from their application to this application, to give us a call. And I believe Tom is the guy at the state if we have questions, but, and.
so that's the grant/loan.
Correct, right. And NVDA isn't really any help there. It's an online application. And so if we got stuck, they would help, but there's really no one, unless, I don't know, if you wanted to just pay that pocket and hire them and have them do it, but.
Well, it kind of depends what. This is.
Well, I know, so it's just sitting down with it, so I don't know, LaDonna, yet. I'd be happy to.
I think we'll look
to
at it
take
first.
To, I'll take this copy home and.
It doesn't look that bad.
And work on it. I would be happy to put in a little time on it.
Okay. It doesn't look too complicated. It's kind of fill in the blanks. It's not a lot of narrative.
Yeah, and Tom, I mean, this is what he does, is people call him up, but you've got to have a specific question. You can't say, Tom, fill this in.
If it's an online thing, is it one of those things that if you get stuck and can you say where you're up to?
You
or-
can. I did see that in the corner.
Oh,
I said you
nice.
could
That's
save
some
your
of those-
progress.
Yeah,
But
so that's
we
what I
printed
did
it
on
too.
paper
So I
first.
figured we'd get it all filled out first,
Yeah.
then we go online and do
Yeah,
it.
okay.
But it did have that top right
Yeah.
button to save it as you go along.
So. I think that's it. I don't know. Does that seem like a plan? That.
It's the next
You
step,
have
right?
you have their contract, right? You got a copy of their contract. the town.
Yep, I should.
And just, let me know when it makes sense in terms of space in here. I have,
I'm happy to help a little bit if there's a need.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
now their contract was about a year and a half ago now, about a year now. or
Time
when
flies.
it give it-
No, it was it was just this past November that was completed. Yeah, and I just saw something in the paper.
Well, that was a new one that they give us last.
After the state had reviewed it.
Right, the state had, and then it was back and forth, there's lots of back and forth, but I did check, and it's really hasn't been that long. It was just from November, and I think I told her that with budgets and all that, that it wouldn't be till after the first of the year, so. So yeah, that's the plan, you and I,
Mhm.
we'll do that, and I think. I think there isn't anything else on that, are there can I ask the question about additional numbers?
Sure.
Okay,
About what?
the draft ordinances for agreement between Regal Trail landowners and the select board, is there a draft available? I could take a copy home tonight and just look at it.
Well, we
It's
had
not
looked,
an ordinance. There's a policy we've started.
It says draft ordinance.
I know.
Okay, so it's not.
And it looks like A and B are a duplicate too, so.
What was that?
That's super rough, I mean, I just kind of.
It's the first draft.
Okay.
We got it from,
That's great.
we got it from, Reedsboro,
Greensboro?
Reedsboro,
Reedsboro.
Um, so,
Okay. All right. And then, and is there,
we
are
have,
you going to want anything from the VRB in terms of a response to this in a formal way, or, because we're gonna be meeting next week, so I just wondered if. You know, if you're gonna want that, or if this is something that goes to the general public, and we're just
it's just a
there.
policy, it's not an ordinance.
It's just a policy. Okay, so what's the process for that?
They just
Take
adopt it.
input, put it on the agenda, people have input, they show up. Otherwise, it's adopted or not. Will it be adopted before the
think the idea
Fourth of February.
is, the idea is that we have something that meets the, the guidelines
Bylaws.
that you were talking about.
The bylaws.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Um,
I'm not sure where we are with this right now. We will talk about it, but.
We just started, like,
Yeah.
okay,
we were gonna talk tonight about, like, how moving forward we would do this. So do you wanna talk about it now?
Sure.
Okay, I have one more thing to add on the water.
Oh,
Wastewater before we finish
Sure.
that. Shelley would like to be included going forward on any of the stuff going on with this as the health officer,
okay,
so.
and
For this.
so that's the
wastewater.
select, but it's not, this is, I'm just here because I started talking about it.
Yeah, I just want to be in the discussions just to listen.
Right, well,
Basically.
then it would be just the select board agenda, but yeah,
No, for our
About in the
meetings,
future.
our future meetings that we have about it,
right, which
Which
would all be
will-
select board meetings, right?
maybe. The first
They are,
ones
I
were,
still would like to
they
know.
were select board, but they were specially for that purpose. So if
Oh,
we have
okay.
those, we'll include Shelley going forward.
Okay, yeah, fine. Be great, people, especially people come and ask you questions, you look in town.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. So then there isn't gonna be, a final of this before the 4th of February. So the planning commission.
We hope-
If it's the 4th of July.
Well, actually,
Like, we should have it done by spring. before it
exactly,
does all the work.
before construction season.
Yeah,
So,
we should have it done for.
I'd say no later than April.
Okay.
We should have a deadline, because if you don't, we're not gonna take it.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
need to. We're not building kitchen cabinets here, but,
Yeah.
we're doing something that meets the. That meets the, I don't know, letter, the law, not the, probably the right,
Move on up, Will.
the right.
Hey.
Right here, got a spot for you.
So, yeah, we want to do something that works.
Get it done, and get it done before construction, that way.
Yeah,
you know,
That's,
we don't
that
know
would be
what to
my
do.
goal.
Because what I was wondering is what the process will be, so. One, we have to get this done, but we also have to have a process for how we're gonna do it, so do we want to have? An application like we do for the driveway permits? For people
Worded.
so people would bring
Sure.
something to you.
Yeah, it documents what they want to do and.
Right,
and-
so they need to tell you in this application what they're doing, and then it would be put on a select board agenda. Cause it's right behind this is gonna be the Villeneuve property. They think they have a buyer already up there. So they're doing surveys and all that, and it's gonna be exactly the same scenario as this. So we have to have
But
something in
that, there, is
place.
that all private roads there? After the class?
No, Villeneuve, the Villeneuve piece is on both sides of Ball Ground Road. And that portion of Ball Ground Road is legal trail. There is no class 4 Ball Ground Road. There is the class 3 that ends where the plow turns around, just below Bill Salmon's there. And then from there on, it's legal trail for, I forget how far it is, it's a ways up there. So yeah, and I've already talked to the realtor who dealing with doing the subdivision and told him. There's gonna be something you're gonna have to do here as far as an agreement with the town for development off the legal trail.
And but their roads are already pretty wide up there.
Right, it's a little different up there
They
than
got-
Crawford
they-
Trail just
they got
because
pretty good
it's
roads.
already,
They got pretty good roads.
except for the steep part, there's a steep
Yeah.
part between just above Bill Salmon's. And
It's pretty narrow.
the kid with your
Yeah.
Humboldt.
Tony Volsky up there too.
Right through there, it's steep and if they're putting 5 lots up there and traffic. Gonna need some kind of
Mhm.
agreement in how that, at least that piece is getting maintained
And it gets pretty muddy there too.
Yeah, well, the road's a ditch probably at that point, maybe, they're not, well, I don't know, I mean, I don't go up there much, but. When the road's narrow and the banks are high.
And the trees cover the road, so it
Yeah.
doesn't get
that's
sun on it.
probably- it needs some material.
It's a big stream there too, right? there a bridge in there or just?
That's up
Way
quite a
up,
bit.
yeah, that's way up, we're not
Yeah, that's past the property in question.
past it.
So that's what my question is like, we need more than just this. So, and we need to know what the DRB is thinking that the requirements need to be so that once you get, let's say we do it this way and we get the application, then it comes to the select board, how are we gonna draft an agreement? And what should be included in that agreement? So I don't know if we need to have a meeting with the DRB to see what that is. If we need to meet with the clerk of the DRB, we need to meet with the zoning administrator.
Yeah.
So there may be need for input from all parties, except like what, and I think that strikes me is that there's gotta be one of those existing somewhere. That we probably don't have to recreate it completely.
Well, there's been, like on our listserv for the clerks.
Yeah.
There has been discussion about this and no reply. And so
So,
It's
The
a
people-
problem that everybody's running
they're all
up against,
dealing
I
with
think.
it.
yeah,
I even reached out to the clerks that asked the question that didn't get a reply, and they said they didn't get a reply.
yeah.
So
Okay.
we're,
I'll
We're
I'll
kind of
check
in the
with
same thing.
VLCT. And see if, cause they, when there's something like that, if there isn't anything. You know, they can check with other state equivalents of
Mhm.
VLCT and do that, like, I'm not.
Maybe we could get them to create the document even,
And
but then
then,
we won't have it by spring.
then whatever.
Yep.
Or NVA, then we, okay, so that would be everything that RPC's might have. Good.
So when I said April, I was thinking more about this document than the other part.
But if you be all together, then
And,
do all
I mean,
class
it'd be
three
nice,
roads, all
but-
class four roads, I mean, Ruby road.
Yeah,
because that's what the notice of decision says, is that there needs, for them to start construction, correct me if I'm wrong. They need to have an agreement in place with the select board on
Right.
how they're gonna maintain the road. We can't have that until we have policy on the road, on this, and you know, we know what the DRB wants for those requirements. So there's some work to do before it can happen.
especially the second part. This part's not, probably
Right.
not that complicated.
Right.
It's pretty straightforward. So for the issue at hand. We're probably not gonna have a form that's. You know. Gold plated and ready for everybody down the road, there may be a little bit of a. Agreement between the select board and the person doing the construction and the road foreman. With some points for now, anyways, I'm not saying we just do that and forget about it, but I think if we
Yeah,
like.
I would anticipate them reaching out to you. You know,
Yeah.
next month or, you know, because they're gonna wanna be ready for spring.
Sure. So if,
Maybe, like you said, maybe agreement between them to get started,
yeah,
then we
And we need
can
to
work
keep
on this
working on it.
more for the future.
I don't think it'd be fair for them to say, well, you know, it might be 3 years before we have this thing and, you know, they've been waiting already for a while, so.
I don't think it's gonna take that long. I think maybe if. Would there be a time on your agenda in February
That's.
for one of the select board members at least to come to the meeting and have a discussion about. What should be included?
Something and.
Oh, that's better yet. I'm
I'm
all for that.
Keep my mouth shut if something else offers.
Well, I'm just saying a first draft, and then, because we did talk about it a lot, that's the only
Right.
reason why I say it, because we, you know, we. In writing a decision, there was lots of conversation, and I don't know, yeah, no, it's probably not, but, you know, all the things that need to be considered, so.
Well, if you guys could do that, we could come up with,
I'll put that on our agenda.
Nikki and I could come up with an application if you think that's a good way to go. And
An application. If that's what you wanna call it, it's
our
kind
permit,
of, it it puts down the points, you know, so it's down in writing, it's not, well, you said this or whatever, it's nice if it's in writing. And then when we, you know, say maybe go up there with Eric and the people and say, okay, you know, I mean, every place is gonna be a little bit different. But I think that's it, I mean, when I read your decision, you kind of put it in our hands to take care of that as being maybe the stewards of the project, sort of. If I could put that terminology to it.
I like that. More of a, you know. A policy that's gotta meet these requirements, but each one is going to be different and, right. Oh, closer to the driveway permit end of things than a zoning permit end of things. You know, the driveway permit, the way we have it is pretty, you know, it has to meet these requirements, but beyond that, it's at the discretion of the road commissioner to say. Final word on.
So can we use that as a little bit of an outline to start the process? That permit, that driveway permit,
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's not
there's a lot
enough.
that needs to be added to it, but we can work up a draft and we'll have you look at it first. And then maybe if the DRB, I don't know, as part of your notice of decision, can you put like recommendations in there?
They did put a.
We did.
They did,
So like on each hearing, so you know, we've got the Villeneuve one coming down the road. If there's certain things that you think are important that the select board looks at, that those could be included in the notice of decision so that we don't have to meet each time.
I think. I would like to see. The progression be, an applicant has to have. This agreement between select board and themselves about how the road is gonna be maintained when they come to. The DRB or to the zoning administrator for a change of use or a permit. Just like
So it'd be the
Just
first
like
step.
they have to have their highway access permit before they come to a hearing, they gotta have their agreement in place, they gotta say, okay. They gotta come to you and say, we're doing a 5-lot subdivision, we're gonna have access by right of way, and we're gonna need to upgrade the road. Come to your agreement with them, with the select board, then they bring that with them to the DRB. And the DRB says, okay, you got what you're doing with the road, maybe you look at it and make comments on it, but. And then grant the access. You know, the only place this comes together with zoning is when they're looking for a change of use or doing a subdivision. You know, if there's all these camps that are up there, or some of them are already houses and have been being used as houses for a long time. And as long as nobody is changing the use, they can go up there and do whatever, it's never gonna trigger a zoning getting involved. It's only when they're coming for, like at the top of Crawford Trail, when they're coming forward with a change of use, going from a camp to a year-round residence. And they have to then prove that they have the access by right of way, and because it's along legal trail, they have to also have the agreement with the town. And with the Villeneuve one, they're gonna be coming before for subdivision permit. And I'm not entirely sure how moving forward, if when one of those lots sells and someone wants to build a house on it, if they have to then again get access by right of way granted to build on it, or if that is gonna be granted by default because of going through a modern up-to-date subdivision process. So that's something that the DRB has to figure out.
Subdivision for how?
so when I was going through Act 250, we did a subdivision process.
5, I think it's.
Yeah. I forget I think it's, that was over 5, or is it?
Well, they might have changed it.
Yeah, I forget what it is.
The Act
but that-
250 have kicked on that first before you guys even did it.
I usually go to the right room, but the applicant needs
Yeah.
to know.
No, Act 250 requires local
Yeah.
approval before they'll even look at it.
Yeah, the ambiguity in those kinds of developments is, you know, let's say you're one of the owners, you take good care of your road, I'm the next guy up,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm lazy, and I say, hey. You know, that's the part that's gonna be tough down the road, generations from now, you know,
We've been through that
Yeah.
over the mountain with the,
yeah,
with the,
unless there's.
development of the,
Yeah,
over the
unless-
other side of the mountain.
Unless there's a formal
No,
landowner
that's right.
association
Yeah.
agreement or something.
Yeah, and who, and how is it, you know, like you're saying, one guy said he's taking care of it, the next person isn't.
That's good enough.
And, you know, the initial is gonna be the developer making this agreement, not even the people who own the land.
Right.
Or not even the potential future owners of the land. They're gonna just buy it and there's gonna be. You know. Notice of decision for their subdivision is the only thing that's gonna be in the land records. And an agreement. With the select board that they would then have to abide by. How do we make sure that those things get found by title search? When a piece of land sells, so that they know, the buyer knows that they're bound by this agreement that was set up. By the previous owner for maintenance of the road.
I think we need legal advice on that, if that's
Yeah, well, you know,
even legal,
yeah,
or how to make it
Kinda like-
legal.
how do we skirt it so that we don't have to go through the process every time? We don't have to force them to create a homeowners association, which is the other direction. And it gets perpetuated, the agreement for maintaining the road gets perpetuated as ownership changes.
The legislature tried to do that a little bit back on private roads, and that didn't go very far. People didn't like that in Vermont.
No.
But it's
Um,
not a private road,
right,
that's the difference here.
So would there be any possibility of that road being reclassified if they put it up to spec, town specs? Or would that be something out of it?
That's a question for you three right there.
That's right, so
It can
that,
be done, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if they wanted to bring it up to class 3 standards, then you could decide whether or not you wanted to take it over.
So even if they do, we don't have to take it, but if they do, you know, thinking back to previous
Yeah, we can make
years
them-
ago. We could take it if we wanted to, if it meets the specs. And then you don't have to worry about who's gonna maintain the road, that's
You have to
not
go
saying
above
that
the
we
bottom.
want more miles of road to take care of, but.
Especially up there.
So how long of a trail is that?
Oh, the whole trail is, maps right behind you,
Goes
goes.
right to jail.
Those-
Oh, that's all the way through?
Yeah, the whole trail is,
Up top?
it's 1.3 miles of legal trail.
Oh, that's really
But-
not that long, but.
But the Villeneuve piece is. I don't know, it can't be very far up.
It's not that much, but. Not much longer than a Crawford trail.
The hills.
It looks-
Yeah.
it looks like a white-
Straight up.
There's a white up there.
Like we go through all.
You been up there before?
The,
Last time I been up there.
yeah, the Y is where the apple orchard is.
There's an apple orchard up there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, weren't you there? Who went?
I haven't been up there. I haven't been
Yeah,
there
we
in a
had
while.
gone to do,
We had a BCA hearing up, or
we had
site
gone to
visit.
see that, that's a house, that's not a camp. Yeah.
They say it's a.
there's roughly 1,300 feet, maybe, of legal trail from the end of the class 3 road to the edge of the property that they're looking to subdivide, and then it's another 1,000 to 1,300 feet across that.
Half a mile. then.
So it'd be half a mile of road,
Just for their subdivision, in other words.
right?
But the trail.
But is it worth, you know, back, is it worth it to the town to take over a half a mile of road to have the tax base of 5 houses?
Probably not.
If the road is already built up to specs.
Right,
maybe,
because they're, right, they would have to bring.
But we'd have to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll make a house value even higher.
Okay.
The value of real estate.
Yeah.
Talking about you read, talking about, no. 5 new houses.
So the other question is on that policy, it says class 4 / legal trail. Does it just need to be legal trail?
It could be both. but-
So class 4 highways around the. Access part. a class 4 highway by definition is 50 feet wide, so there isn't this.
There is it 20 feet or is it 25 feet? Yeah, you're
Right.
right. So it's
Legal,
classified
once you
as-
get the legal trail, it's all over the
Right,
place, it can
right.
be all over the place. If it's a class 4, then it is
50 feet.
50 feet, so from a zoning perspective and that access by right of way piece. It's a lot less of an issue, like if
Well,
someone
we-
comes to me with a permit application on a class 4 road. I'm not gonna say you have to get access by right of way because it is a
So
legal
we
town highway.
could reclassify that legal trail to a class 4. Up to a certain point,
But then
and
the
it would
town
be
has to
easier for all
maintain
the
it.
permits.
Not too much,
We have to do so much to it though.
don't have to do much for.
Well, we don't do much, their road's pretty good up there.
I just
Yeah.
looked
We
it
don't
up
have to do
today.
much.
Yeah, but what I meant was.
No, but they would have, no, let them do the work, but
To get it
to be a class 4 road. You let them do all the work up to a class 4 road,
Mhm.
then it would be easier down the road for everybody, really.
That's right.
So class 4 doesn't have the.
We don't have to
same-
maintain it. We don't plow
We
it.
don't.
Class 4 highways are the responsibility of the municipality, including pent roads, which are public roads that may be gated by permission of the governing body. That's what the Orange Book says.
Right, but that's part of the story, but we're not obliged to plow, for
We
instance.
gotta make it passable.
If it's, if there's a, I don't know, a bad water situation with a culvert, I think we have to take care of that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we didn't have to do it at all.
But there's something to think about.
The requirements for class 4 road, though, like say if we were to say to them, fix it a little bit to make it a class 4, I don't know what the guidelines are to make a road a class 4 as opposed to legal trails. I know what the class 3 requirements are. Well, I don't know that well, but it's, you know, it has to meet all the, you know, the culverts need to be sized correctly and the width of the road has to be X number, whatever. The right of way, but the travel force
Right.
needs to be.
They done a good job up there on the road.
Well, they'll
Years
know they
ago.
really knew how to build roads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've done a lot of work on it too, because they're logging up there. And they will be logging for quite a long time to come. So they've done a lot of upgrades.
Now the Buck family up there logging too?
Mhm.
There.
They've been logging up there since I was going to first grade in school. No, the forest grows and it, you know, good forestry is sustainable. Yeah,
So leave legal trail or class 4 for now, or take it out.
I don't know what harm there is in having it in there. Maybe there is, I'm not seeing it, but. We're looking at this. Not the only reason, but to set a right of way. Limit, right? So we don't have to wonder every time there's a legal trail, I mean, if we set them all at 50 feet, then it's 50 feet, period, we don't.
We're done.
That's a separate issue to this, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's part of it though, isn't it? And-
and. It would simplify things a lot
Yeah,
if the select board went through the reclassification process and said. All legal trails are, you know, you'd have to go through the full reclassification process. Every landowner gets a letter and go through it, but then it would be
No
clear.
questions. Yes, clear. It's 50 feet and it's 50 feet now.
But
Everybody else needs it.
reclassify, we would have to put them all up to class 4.
No, you could reclassify, you could say we're reclassifying all legal trails to be 50 feet wide.
Okay. But I need that.
50 feet of right of way.
Yeah, right, 50 foot
Yeah.
right of way.
That sounds,
Or maybe get rid of some of them as part of that, you know, throw up a couple of the legal trails and reclassify the rest to be 50 feet.
like you get one behind Big Ribbon there, that thing there, that's a tough one to go through there.
And that goes a long way, so it goes a lot further than the one we're just looking at.
Right. And at one point, it was the only access to a lot of properties. but now it really isn't.
Did that,
Because so many properties have changed hands and been bought by these people, now those people, and now I don't think that that legal trail is the sole access for any of those properties.
did that used to go up to what used to be the old town lot?
It came very close.
Very close.
Yeah.
Not quite.
But everybody was using Kingdom Mountain Road before Baxter were there, I mean.
Yeah.
That's another long one.
And still, you know, I think there is some conservation easement for pedestrian access out through Dan's woods that he's given.
But not with that trail.
No.
That trail,
Not a truck up in his road, on his driveway.
that trail, to, you know, I'm probably the oldest one here, but that doesn't mean I know more than anybody, but that trail that we're talking about. Dick Hisman's garage has been in there, it's like.
Well, it's been there, yeah, it's been built, it's been running.
Before, I don't ever remember a bridge there.
No.
There was one apparently at one time. And there was a time, even 20 or 30 years ago, where you could walk up that and you could tell it was a. You know, it wasn't a road or anything, but you could see this used to be a road. Followed the brook up quite a way. So anyways, just to kind of move this off center here, get off the dime a little bit, is there anything in here that any of you see that's worrisome, the way it's worded?
This was sent to us before though, right? We already got a copy of this.
You did, but
Yeah,
it just had the old town's name.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just switch the towns.
Nikki went in today
Yeah.
and made some changes to it.
You have this electronic.
I remember reading it first time when we got it, and I thought, wow,
Yeah.
this really is pretty well done.
Selectboard Meeting.
Do we, when we do something like this, is it wise to kind of have our town attorney
Yeah,
give it a quick look,
yeah, good look at it,
just so that we don't.
Make a mistake.
yeah.
17. So you should put be on the agenda. Or do this. Alternate. You should have alternates.
So barring any, red flags from our attorney.
And you do want input from the DRB on it, right? People can read through it.
Certainly, you know.
And I'll
but you-
check with
Yeah,
the LCT and Region Planning Commission, see if they have any.
I doubt that
anything from
the
anywhere else.
LCP would have too many headaches with it because there's already another town that's got pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, and Reedsboro.
It's still nice to have them give a look.
Oh, I just meant if there was to get another sample
Oh.
or something, but Reedsboro's. But it's a small town, so.
Yeah. So, do we want to, I don't think we should approve it until we have, you know, a little bit of a sign off from a few others, at least the town attorney and maybe if the LTC wants to look at it.
I would
There,
just ask them for a sample, if they have a different sample.
yeah,
So how are we gonna reclassify, we're gonna do a special thing for reclassifying and legal trail?
Yeah. Kind of a big process. We could probably talk about that at our AOT meeting.
Maybe
That's-
beforehand, we could sit down with them, the roadmap and think about which ones it would make sense to reclassify and which ones it would make sense to completely throw up and get rid of.
So if we reclassify all the legal trails 50 feet, that would save a lot of work, a lot of headaches for everybody. down the
Right.
road.
that piece of it, yeah.
And get rid of some of them.
Yeah,
So, you know, back to the legal trail over here by Dick Isman's. Once that crosses the road, is that Blewett's property now, or is that
You crosses the stream.
Yeah, the stream,
Yeah, I believe
I
so.
think they own way down there now. Unless some of it belongs to, let's see.
I belong to that guy up there, he got from Tony.
Yeah, it goes into Blewett.
Yeah. And then it goes way up the back, it's,
Yep. So that's what I'm saying, all of those,
they
all
probably
all the land that it touches. Has access other ways.
So that could be got, that could, where could be go.
Yeah, and I doubt, I mean, I don't wanna speak for them, but they probably be happy to have the town get rid of that,
Cause then there's no question.
sure. But
Could someone down the road say, hey, I got access by this?
Yeah,
If you get rid of it completely, then it's clear there isn't.
is that a question or you just?
Oh, no.
Okay. I didn't wanna.
So that'd be good, because that way it would save Dick the garage in the future.
I was
Before.
gonna say, those garages in the middle of the right
Yeah,
of way.
Kim or his heirs. Yeah, okay, so, I don't, we probably can't go much further than that's on this tonight unless you guys.
So
have
the-
Specific questions.
DRB is gonna talk about it at their meeting, Pat,
Yep,
and then you'll come to the next select board meeting.
yes, we will have that, we'll have the alternates, and yeah.
If you find an alternate one, I'd kind of like to see it before our next select board.
Yeah,
meeting,
me too.
So that we have.
Email would be good.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that. My alternate was alternate. We have to have two alternates for the DRB.
Oh, I thought you meant an alternate. Please.
I-
Don't worry. This one, I think is pretty
And
good.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping we'll have two identified for you. And that we can set
So
yes.
if we reclassify the class, the legal code, would have to probably start with the attorney. To reclassify the legal code.
We don't,
If
they
you
don't
were-
have to do that process, but there's gotta be notifications, so
They-
it's gonna go hand in hand with an attorney.
Any legwork that we can do here. You know, before we go that far, probably.
Yeah, I mean, if we take a real close look and decide which ones we think.
Throw
At
out.
least,
Mhm.
okay. For now on this one.
Great.
Uh,
Thank you very much.
you,
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, Matt.
Be in touch, you're welcome.
okay, Will, do you have anything else for us? Or Pat, anything else?
I don't think so.
All right,
Just Ladonna, just let me give me a call or send me an email and so it's when I can chat with you about.
all right, let's go back to number 6 then, Lisa.
Review the 25 grand budget.
And it says final on there, so I'm assuming that means we can't touch it.
No.
So did anything change since we looked at it?
Well, the highway budget didn't change, everything's the same.
General did.
Let's see. There.
We're on the general, we're doing the general.
Which one do you want to say?
6A, 6A, it says in the corner, 6A.
The
Yeah.
general one, actually, the thing that I changed, because we were starting to get emails.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you, have a good night.
Remember last time I was questioning that, if we should put the delinquent tax collection on there, because we already had the amount from for last year on this. We were starting to get emails that one town was asking if we should put it in the budget or not, and then come to finalize that we should not put it in the budget.
Cause it's not giving you money, we're gonna get it. Yeah.
Well, we're lucky enough that we are guaranteed to get it, but some of them, you know, if you never know if you could have one, it could take years before you get it. So, and actually, the money, it goes on your fund balance. So basically, that's what we're playing with, the fund balance when it goes in there. So when I receive the money, like the rest of the 25,000 that we're supposed to get in 2020 or 2024 this year, let's say, it's gonna go in our fund balance for last year.
Okay.
Okay.
Understandable.
So, so that might increase a little bit the budget a little bit more, because we put $25,000 of income. But I actually also put this, the carryover, because after the numbers and all that, we had a carryover from last year of 8,618.54.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that I highlight in yellow, I
Yeah.
showed you where I did the changes. And we didn't have one of the appropriation,
Felines.
Yeah.
the feeling, so I add that one up.
So what do we subtract, like, when you put it on your calendar report? What do we subtract the money that we raised that comes from us,
Well, you gotta do your total expenditure,
so we got the 400 and then we gotta do to raise for the taxes. 400 from all towns.
So if you go to the warning,
you
Is
have
that
to
what you're
bring
looking at?
Article 5,
the warning is marked, right here.
Yeah, Article 5 on the bottom there.
so the total expenditure is 434,553.
Article 5 on the school, second
Oh, yeah,
page.
that's bottom there.
If you go
Next.
look at your, general, on your general paper at page 8, you see the amount right there.
Sorry, third page.
464. And then, which 152,859 shall be raised by non-tax revenue, that's on page 3 of 8,
That's, money that comes in from other sources.
yes.
So which one's coming in? So we're gonna, the fund is 434,000 on your Article 5, right?
And there's 152,000 of that comes from other sources,
Okay, that,
so we deduct
so we
that.
just raised 281,000, okay. Got it,
Yes.
yep. I was just looking for that number today, I just couldn't find it on my iPad.
Yeah, it's wrong, it's up to page 8, but it was page 7 on top.
Yeah, I got it.
Cause I always add the appropriation, but that's a different line.
Perfect.
So this is really like final budget, so that means that, hopefully we don't have no big changes on this.
Hopefully, we don't have any changes on this.
Yeah.
Because we're going to the press in
Yeah.
2 weeks.
No, but I mean, what I mean is like, I'm not gonna print this, but I mean during the year that we don't have
Right.
any, other changes or anything, it's final.
Yeah, looks good, I'm happy with that.
So then, if we go to the highway one, B. Or do we need to approve this, or is it a, do we need to do a warning?
We have to approve the warning.
So, the highway, I didn't do no changes on that, it is what it is. So basically, like the number we see on the property tax, that's what, total revenue highway, that's how much tax that we have to
Raise.
raise.
So
If you want to check those numbers in Article
Oh,
6.
Article 6 is shall the voter approve the highway fund expenditure for 479,240, that is on page 3.
Yep.
In which 77,380, well, now it's because you gotta take the total revenue on page 1, 475,240, you gotta take away the 401 up there. So that would be 77,300. Because we didn't use to put the amount on the property tax or anything in our budget when we put it in the what is it, town report,
Yeah,
we used to leave it blank. But we should put our numbers in right there right now. So this is how it's gonna look in our town report.
okay,
That way people can like see the numbers and follow it from the warning to the budget.
So we will raise the 401,860 will be raised by the municipal tax for the highway revenue.
So 77,380 comes from a non-tax revenue.
Yeah.
From the state,
State,
federal,
highway, state aid.
to state aid, right?
It's all the, on page 1, it's all the ones under state aid, road fine, it's all those revenue
Okay.
in the bottom.
So if you take that 479 right there,
Oh,
Dennis,
track that.
and if you subtract,
77, you get the 401 and 60.
Yeah.
so 2025, we were raising for this part, those two articles, we were raised, it was gonna be 683. Oh, it will be 683,554. 2024's number was 641,065. So we're increasing $42,489
This year,
this year.
yeah, plus we took off 40,000. for
Right.
Tax, so we
Otherwise it
would have
would've
been
been-
80, 90,000, something got done.
But that's because we added also, we took the revenue from the taxes, the delinquent tax, like when we went up to 40.
So we would have been really close to a balanced budget. If we had left that revenue in, and
Oh, yeah.
the thing you took the 40,000 out.
Yeah, we can cut.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like our best, our best shot at it right now. And we try to be conservative as much as we can.
We really don't waste.
No. Just on, never mind.
You're pretty close to our budget, but this is where like. It's important to follow this each month and see where we're at and. I mean, our payroll and all that's pretty right.
Yeah, payroll is all there, everything else, we've got to.
And also, we got the mark this year, so I don't know if it can start this year or next year, but the big projects and stuff, so that will be.
Yeah, I forgot to add that, is that on this agenda today? No. We're going on the business.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
C, proposed new statewide adjustment for education funding. Now, that is really hard to understand.
Yeah, it is.
The bottom line is it changes
Nothing,
absolutely nothing.
nothing.
No, it doesn't,
So I was thinking the same thing. Why, and I go through this, it doesn't change anything.
don't take nothing.
They're just trying to make it look better.
Bureaucratic something or other, right?
Uh-huh.
No, I heard they wanna close a lot of schools this year.
Yeah, they've been talking
This
about that
falls.
on the news. They're back to the consolidating school districts again.
So we consolidated the J, so what happened there?
Long time ago, yeah.
No, that's
There's
not
still
the
not a
thing.
lot of students there.
Right, no, they wanna,
They're down to 58 students, I heard. Jay
Okay.
Westfield,
Really?
is that true?
That would surprise me.
No, so what would you think for the number then?
It's like 80 something.
Okay, I don't know where I read that.
Is it 80?
Yeah, it's always been around 80.
Okay.
They would have to.
I thought that sounded really
A
low.
lot of kids.
it could have been 58 for one school,
Yeah.
one town.
58 J.
Yeah.
30.
But I heard Westfield has more this year, or this last year than Jay did.
Like 1/3, 1/12, 2/3 J, but.
Okay, so, yeah, so see, there's nothing's just,
That was just for information,
no, but it didn't give me much.
entertainment value.
Yeah. Discuss MERT project schedule and project oversight.
So this comes from the summertime, right?
So, do we wanna order these windows?
No, well, this is where we get, Nikki and I. This is why we wanna schedule another day with a meeting just for this. Cause there's a lot of section and, we need to know exactly what you guys wanna do in each building. From there, we would like to schedule. Because the windows, we need we have it in our, what is it, our island, not the bylaws, or that we have to have 3 estimates.
Our policy.
There's a
Policy.
$10,000.
So. And this is a requirement that they're asking that we have to follow.
Okay,
There are very specific guidelines on this grant.
bylaw On that.
so we have to go 2 more estimates.
Well, one more, so we need 2 more.
Well, the thing is, that one is expired now, so we need to ask them to redo it again.
It's already done, the new one. That we got,
It says
been done January, first January, we did the whole thing,
when,
you got the email.
The 1st of January?
Either the third day or sometime in December, you get all these new emails.
Yeah, but it was said that it was done at December 10th, it was done.
Last time we had was only like a week, instead of like right away.
Yeah,
So,
No, there's one before that, there's another one, he sent
we
us.
got one here, it says 12/06/24 and expires 12/16/24.
Well, that's not a problem with that. Well, that's what you meant. with
Yeah,
that,
so we
yeah.
just have to have it saying.
Yeah, he can redo that,
Yeah,
that's not,
update it.
that- he can update on the computer. Yeah, that's what you meant, okay.
But the thing is, it's a lot of process that we need to. It's a lot of work, it's like we need to have it
Well,
that,
them windows could be ordered, then we need to, then now we gotta get somebody to
well, we'll have
Put
to
him
take
in.
a bid. We'll
take a
have-
bid to put them in, or we can have Ethan to put him, get a bid too, I guess.
So the community center though, and the library, we have to submit this
Yeah.
like thing before we even start work on them, to tell them what we think we're gonna do, that's why we kind of do know what you
Okay.
wanna do.
Okay.
Because they're historic buildings.
Yeah, they'll tell
There's
us,
separate
like,
rules for historic
Yeah.
Yeah,
buildings.
certain things that we could do, so they may come back and say you can only do these windows, so we don't wanna like buy windows, if then they come back and say you have
But
to
you
have
won't
this
be-
specific
Well,
window.
yeah. You're gonna build vinyl windows in that building.
No, never, well, the library already got one window.
So they may allow us to,
That's
if it already
supposed
does, we
Well,
just
they
have
do.
to submit
I know,
this
but I
thing.
don't think they were supposed to.
Mhm.
No, that was way back in the
Well,
seventies.
even the community center. When we did that, that had to be certain types of windows which were useless.
Have to be wooden
And
windows.
then we went with
And then we
wood.
just went with what we wanted, I
Anderson.
guess, and they're still not the greatest, but we'll.
So the library was done in late seventies.
Yeah, but-
And that was all one window they put in back in.
Maybe it was a different ruling back then as far as,
But they may allow us to do it because it already has them, like, we just have to kind of submit a thing and say, here's what's in the building, here's what we're looking to do.
Yeah.
And then they might come back and say, do whatever, or there's certain things we need you to do. Like if you put a heat pump on the library, they wouldn't want it like out front. You know, they don't want that big thing out front, they'd want it like in the back, and they would just give you certain specifications
So,
like that.
so that's probably for everything, right? So right now we're talking about windows, but each one of those buildings has several components.
Yes,
And they want us to specify all of those.
that's why you need, we're gonna have to follow a process on this. And the process needs to be that you need to tell what you want to have done in each building. Then we have to fill out that any buildings that are over 50 years or older.
This one,
Even the garage.
Even at home garage.
the garage.
Yeah.
Built that, 70s.
Because even that, but that one, we think we're expecting that they will let it go quicker.
We got some new additions. I
Yes,
need
but
to-
since it has a whole part in there,
Yeah,
even have to do it.
Then they want to know basically what the plan is for that building, like if you're gonna put solar, let's say we're gonna do it at the library, just because it's an old historic building. They want to, know that you're preserving the look of the building.
Mhm.
They want to know the materials, there's a whole lot of things they want to know, there's kind of complicated. We went to a webinar about
I
that.
don't like that.
And then then you have to wait for that to come back, and that's not an immediate process.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a
So
couple
this
of
is
months
why I don't
process.
think the windows the way it's going, I don't think the windows will be installed right off in spring like you were planning to do.
so whatever they require,
That's
we
good.
have to do,
Yeah.
right?
So let's start doing it.
So the other thing that with this grant thing, that's a whole bunch of money and it's federal money. And I'm telling you, I
We'll lose
got
it.
I got this sick feeling in my stomach that some of these things are probably gonna get canceled.
Oh, yeah, some of it's gonna get canceled.
With this new administration,
Our new administration.
I don't know that that's gonna happen, but I mean, I wouldn't be dragging my feet. on
No,
any of
a
this.
lot of it's gonna get canceled, the money gonna get canceled from federal money,
Yeah.
a lot of it. We ain't done seeing nothing yet.
So this is why, but anyway, the step is, I feel like it's really important that we have another day, because we could be here all night long to
Right.
do this, so we could have just one day to concentrate to see which building you would like to have done on
Yeah.
it, so then Nikki and I, then you guys. Do I say I wanna? The thing is, it's like, it's easy that, no, it's just that it's easier if I go with you guys and I meet the person. That I get the estimates for it, and we have it directly, and then we could have, it's almost like a project manager, almost like I could follow saying this, we got this, I need that, you guys need someone to relate the information. and we have it all at one place.
Cycle work.
Yeah, so what we're talking about is for each building to specify things, is the lady that came here a couple of times, I forget her name now.
She was grandmother.
What's
Carter.
Carter, does she have any input on this now, or is her job, piece of it done?
She has some input, but she's made it pretty clear that how we're supposed to do it, which is what we're telling you.
Yeah, which is just fine, I'm not fighting that a bit. Just,
She has like office hours. If we have questions, we're supposed to log on during those office hours and ask questions,
Yeah.
and it's not a hand holding thing.
So
So
for
basically, if we were gonna like do something for the community center, it would be like the windows, be like the heating system upgrade, hot water heating system upgrade. Insulating in the attic upgrade.
That should be pretty
We did
good.
talk, it should be, right, because it was done in 96.
We did that.
And it's specified in that scope on the grant paperwork we got. It's specified by each building what they,
Yes.
Remember, we
the
said all that.
I
recommendations.
totally
So
do that.
So we need that to see what we
Yes.
actually did say, so we don't forget something or add something we didn't have in there. But we'll know all that stuff, I'm sure of it. And also, a lot of that stuff, you can have solar panels.
yeah,
That's
right.
the, also the solar panels, that's what we were talking about, like, it's like, we're gonna need like at least two,
Building.
no, like Sunrise is doing yours, right?
oh, the sun comment.
And what's the other one, we need to find at least two for them.
For,
There's another thing where we're saying, if we start advertising that we're looking for solar park, well, no, we're gonna have too many, so we'd
Yeah.
rather just go and see what the best one, and then.
Yeah.
But they actually is telling us we should advertise. For people to come to us to do it, like who wants to really apply to do this stuff here at the town.
All the
And we
stuff,
better have,
windows and
Windows.
Everything.
yes.
Yeah.
and we better have quotes for everything.
yeah,
and
I
we're gonna
don't know
need.
for sure,
we're
we
gonna
better
need
have.
quotes for the window purchasing, aren't we?
Yeah, we're at one quote, we now need another set of quote.
You have to go to sticks and stuff, then you have to go to,
Well, we go, no, you just go, we call Ethan Batlon, give you a quote for all those buildings for your windows. Let him do the work and
Yeah, but that's another thing, you gotta make sure that he wants, I
want to
mean,
do it, yeah, some of you guys don't wanna do it.
but this is also what I'm saying, we're gonna need a contractor too to do some other things. That we're gonna have to find the contractor to do that he could probably find, Because like, I mean, we know that's probably gonna be D&D here, but we need, like, we gotta ask somebody else to do the lights here for not only D&D now, we're gonna have to have somebody else.
Yeah. So you got.
And it's not just the lighting, they want a lighting design.
Design, yeah.
They don't want you just slapping up new lights.
so I gotta get an architect now.
It might
So
be,
what's that?
that's why there's 20% built into this grant. Because they want designs, they don't just want,
Can't just say, oh, I'm gonna have this light, it's like you have to design and tell them like what kind of light.
it can't change much here as far as
No.
lighting.
I'm just
Yeah, it's a-
pointing. that's
So
what I'm
B and H,
saying.
they got a hunting design for the town garage, which I talked to Chris the other day. They got a guy came in and designed everything for the town garage, and I told him, I said, when Jay gets back, let's sit down, let's go on a Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. Explain to us what's gonna be done, how you gonna do it, and he said he would, now he's gonna get another price to him for somebody else. For the
Well,
town garage. For,
That's the thing, but
and
anyway.
it's tough to find somebody to do that kind of.
Especially two more, not just one more, two more,
Well,
I mean, three of them.
get the quotes for the bids or whatever, it's in our policy says it's okay, it's just that we have
We
to,
have to try.
yeah, we have to try to get them.
Okay, so you don't really need the three, you need to try to get the
We
three.
just have to try.
So what's the criteria for that? You have to advertise for so long in paper and
There's the whole thing in the.
well, there's
policy.
also like a website you can go to for the state, and you have to make sure that who you're hiring, we have to check the list to make sure that they're not on a naughty list
Yeah.
and all kinds of
Insured
different
and-
things, right?
So even if we got like 10 quotes though, and we knew we want B and H to do the work, we can still accept them, there's no.
So the windows, I can get you another quote, you got that quote from Pauline Lumber. So now you can paint the same windows and get a quote from the contractor.
But the big step to do right now is to have the meeting, schedule a meeting to know exactly what we wanna do in each
So
building.
are those windows, folded separate? No, I know what you mean, but they're closed separate or they're with the, tied in with the contractor? All one
Oh,
price.
I see.
I asked them to do them
I
separate.
thought it was all together.
I don't want to do the windows like a separate, yeah. Okay. Sorry to bother you, Lisa.
No, no.
He was supposed to give me a price for the windows and then it's like, which I can get that from him. I'll call, what's his name?
Yeah, so when we get a quote like that, so, it's good for so much time,
Right.
and all these things take some time, right?
So he can redo that over and give you a new email and then,
Yeah, but the thing is, I thought he gave us till March to do this,
who did?
calling the labor and all that, because they're the one who's doing that, right?
Yeah, everything put in there, labor and
Yeah,
windows.
I thought he said till March, because after
No,
that,
no, he just wanted to book it.
book it.
They wanna book them, that way, I mean, if you
Oh,
book
okay.
them. You book them now, you may not be getting until April now, March, or even late, no, June.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting at. No, they wanna book it. that
Oh,
way they
okay,
can
I
book it
thought
up.
that's because I
No,
was
no, no,
like
no, no.
seeing it was not gonna be done by March.
No, they just wanna book it, what I'm getting.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can get Craig, get a separate paperwork with the windows, then we can hand it to a contractor and put them in. So that will give you a second quote for the windows. That would be an easy one to do a second quote.
Okay,
And I
so,
wouldn't be jumping on it to do it right now, because the first thing that has to be done is that, I forget the name of whatever the report is we have to submit. And that's gonna take a couple of months to get that
Yeah.
back, so if
Really?
you get quotes now, you're just,
They'll be
by the
expired.
time, they're gonna be
Yeah.
expired by the time we.
Okay, because they've been calling me
If
on
we do a
that.
meeting and we get it all laid out, then we can get all those submitted now, so then, once that's all done, like, we can get started on work, but.
So do we wanna try to find a date that works
Yeah,
to do this?
I'm good anytime.
Well, that's what, yeah.
Dennis is good on Friday afternoon.
Any
I'm good
suggestions?
anytime, I'm good. Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Friday.
Any day, I don't care. You retired now?
No,
During the day, during the week too?
well, after work.
Oh, either way, I'm
We probably should carve out
good about
a
it.
couple
Because
of
the
3
way-
hours to.
Yeah.
yes,
So Friday afternoon will give us 2-3 hours.
You know, I'm not sure. So how soon you gonna do this?
The sooner the better.
Yeah, we're shooting for a Friday. Does the 7th of February work?
yes, that would work for me.
It's
Oh, this Friday, but next, yeah. I'm good with that.
okay, that works for everybody.
Yep.
Well,
1-7.
so we call this select board.
12:30, 12?
12:30.
That's the day the town reports due to the printer.
Oh.
Is that a problem for you?
Huh?
Is that a problem?
No, hopefully we're gonna have it done before then.
Yeah, I picked on like I said, so I don't know, it's like really late.
You'll like,
I have a couple hours to do it after 12.
On the budget's done, so it's gonna.
Okay, so
so
say
you could
12:30.
come to that meeting?
Yeah,
What time do you have to pick him up?
Well, I don't have to, I just don't want to be driving on the night.
Yeah.
It's not much fun.
So am I hearing the 7th works or doesn't it?
No, it works for me, yeah, me, I'm
Okay, so
doing,
let's
so I
work.
don't know, it works for you?
And I'm gonna be involved with this with them, but this is a 2-year project, so I'll be transitioning to less hours, so these two need
Well,
to,
you have all kinds of time.
these
That's
two
why
need to,
But
I won't be here.
Talk and do.
it needs to have,
I think we just found a clerk of the week.
no, they need to have somebody that's here, gonna be here on a regular basis. It's really hard when you have people that work like only 1 day a week. You spend half the freaking day
Right.
filling them in on what's happened since they were here last time.
I gotta figure out my phone, and put that in there. Calendar.
What?
Like, did you mean that to me?
No, I'm not talking about you. Well, maybe a little. It wasn't a jab.
On, okay, I can figure it out.
Monday, let me figure that out again. There it is, PM.
Okay, 12:30. Right?
Yes. So yeah, so that, I mean, if you guys to just think about each building and just to,
We'll send that paperwork again.
yeah.
I think in general, we kind of wanted to do everything that we could do, and get
Yeah.
money for it. That's kind of how we,
Because you got doors, we got money for, we got all kinds of, yeah.
But when they sent, we submitted what we wanted to do. Then they sent back the agreement and there was stuff that was missing from what we had submitted.
okay,
So we should look at what was in that agreement that was signed and then, and compare it. So those other first documents, remember, they were like that thick each. This thing was like 6 or 7 pages. Was this like the scope of work?
and if we were to try to get all that done the same year, that's a lot of stuff.
Right, I mean, and 2 years to do this is a ridiculous ask.
Yeah,
I can see them extending this.
So in this meeting, we want to prioritize. I mean, we can pick the things we want to do, but then we need to
Well,
prioritize.
the
you know.
thing is, like that guy, like he, the one we have to send, like what we wanna do to the buildings. He was like, he couldn't even tell us when he could authorize to say, yes, it's approved or
Yeah, they said hopefully 30 days on it.
30 days, but
Well,
they're looking
send
for.
something in.
Send it in.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fast.
That's like a preliminary.
That's if
thing.
they got the hired people in that they're
Yeah, they're
expecting to
looking for
get in.
people, they are in people right now and.
Once you say, okay, these are the specific windows we're buying and it's specifically where we're putting something, then you have to send it in again.
Well, I mean, let's
Yeah.
just try to work through the process.
yeah,
For, as for our benefit.
So yeah, maybe tell Pauline Lumber to be patient,
yeah, I'll tell Craig,
do it, and then if we could just, I don't know, like, so at least we have the windows right off that we could send that. That'd
you
be
can
great.
send Craig an email too, but I'll get hold of the morning.
Yeah, but you have to start letting them know that
Yeah, I
I
will.
was the Leanne's from
Yeah, I will.
Cause then we were thinking it's easier for me, instead of bugging you guys, like saying, oh, did you get this, you know, I
Right.
got the contact, I got the information, and the
Yeah.
next meeting we have, it's like, we have it all there, because like all the contractor, I gotta make sure they have the W-9. Certificate of insurance.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like the project they have to be done, and we need to have the list, and so, yeah, it's a lot of
Right,
stuff, so we'll go from there.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, where are we here? Approve warning for town meeting. Looks pretty darn good to me.
Yeah. I said that in a way.
So we made a couple of changes today. We did make a change on the school one. One of the director things was the wrong number of years. But on the town one, nothing changed since you got it. Except we filled in the numbers which we just went through in Article 5 and 6.
yeah,
And we added under Article 8. On the town one, the first Thursday in October by physical or electronic delivery. Because we also accept the payments online and more people are making their payments online. They're even prepaying online.
So that's something we have to do every year now? It's a good idea to do it, once just
Yeah.
because it reminds
It
me.
reminds people, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So, do we need to, get a motion,
Mhm.
the warning, but we're only doing the.
The town
Not
warning,
the
yeah.
school district one, that's theirs.
Unless there's anything else you want to add to the warning you haven't told me about. It should be a pretty straightforward meeting. Like,
Well, I'm looking something on Article 3, the delinquent tax collector, when that was done, I thought.
it's every year you get
every
voted.
year.
No, I thought he said that it was automatically at the town.
Oh, right, because you're elected.
Yeah,
You want me to reprint that and take
You're,
that?
yeah,
Set it, hold up.
yep,
So that's in the
Sorry, I
house. We
forgot
don't
you
put
were-
that in the hall, do we?
you're appointed.
Yeah.
We don't put that in the hall, do we?
No,
We're
she's gonna take it out.
It's not even there at all.
In there. but
It's
we-
out completely. Could you
So
appoint her?
appointment is- So it's an ongoing forever appointment of the treasurer as the
Right.
town.
Yeah, whoever takes the treasurer.
Well, you on your, you would appoint her every year.
Every year we have.
So at your
we do our first
organizational
meeting.
meeting, you would appoint her.
Yeah, we do our first meeting, we find her.
Yeah.
I didn't
Good
pick
catch.
that up.
It's funny you pick that up.
Yeah, it is funny, isn't it?
Well, I didn't even look at it, I'm like, look at that, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's a good catch.
Yeah.
It is a good catch.
So, if one of you guys want to make a motion to accept the town warning,
I will make a motion that we accept the town warning.
town meetings, I would call it, town meeting.
Yeah, town meeting warning.
No, I'll second that.
And, we've already discussed it, so all in favor, please say aye.
Right,
Unanimous. Do we need to sign?
You do.
A,
so this has already been approved now that we did this, so it's all set.
right, so, but. Yeah, when we
And the
approve the
warning.
warning, it's automatic. And then next approval of the taxpayers. Anything else, Lisa?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, we know that it's coming.
No, no,
Yeah.
haven't heard.
He was, I think, working in this on a truck or something all day today, Eric.
Who's that?
Eric. In the garage.
Yeah.
I didn't go talk to him, but I went there a couple times, went and picked up the totes. I
So we
didn't know did Pat do them the whole time I was gone? Or did-
Yeah.
I brought the coats last week.
Yeah, but you didn't.
He's
have to
been
bring
coming
them
and get,
before.
he's been, huh?
No,
You didn't have to bring them somewhere
No, we
else.
left them all in the garage and he came and got them, the week I was on.
they came and got them, Saturday.
So I went and got gas today and he says, hey, totes are ready if you want them. I said, okay.
Yeah.
Limping along a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't do too
You
bad.
see, I have the compost in that bay,
It's, yeah,
and I pull all the bins out. So hopefully they don't get too mad at me. Because
who's they?
everybody that does composting during the week,
Yeah, because I tell you what, we get a lot of plastic lately.
Yeah, that's not good.
and I actually.
I
Did you
saw
see what I
your, I
did?
saw your sign.
It worked because everybody had plastic.
No
Except,
kidding.
I think one person, it was
Really?
Jerry and Nicole Peon were the only ones that didn't have any plastic or stickers because they don't buy any food.
A lot of people get plastic, trust me.
They do their own produce, they do their own everything, so.
Where'd you put the other bins? Yeah,
There-
the tires or?
The other bins are still in the other bay, the clean bins.
There'll probably be stuff in them.
The better not, the door shut.
No, but I mean outside. Oh, there.
Nothing's outside.
No, we
Nothing.
cleaned all that.
Nothing is
Took
outdoors.
my flower side
I
and-
saw that there's nothing there.
The sawdust is not outdoors either, because I know what they're doing.
Yeah, they did last week?
The
I
sawdust.
had no barrel last week, they dumped stuff in the sawdust.
Yep,
I didn't know.
Oh, I knew
And they had
were gonna do that.
plastic. And they had plastic, a whole bag of
a
plastic.
big 13-gallon kitchen bag plastic,
Yeah, and we found out who it was, we looked at the camera.
but we won't. But anyway, I told him I weren't targeting now, I just wanted to teach him. The guy says, well, I'm always good at this, and I like doing it during the week, he did this, and there was a great big chunk of plastic right at the bottom. I was like, oops, maybe my wife did that.
Yeah,
Oh,
of course,
yeah,
sure.
totally.
Somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
The wife or the kids,
Yeah,
or the husband.
But did they upgrade the cameras at the garage yet or no?
I don't think so.
No.
so, yeah, speaking of cameras, the cameras that we got, so we have cameras here now.
Not here, it's on the
Community
community
center.
center, yeah.
I saw those the other night.
Actually, I went downstairs last week and it's like you could see people coming up the driveway here also.
You can.
Yeah.
I
You
was
guys
wondering-
know how to run it? Because I have no clue.
I don't know who it is.
I haven't seen the system yet, so it's not anything like the
I haven't
one
looked
there,
at
it's
it.
not hard.
Does it record? I mean, is it visible from here anywhere?
No, it's only there.
And is there a screen there?
Yeah.
It's a
downstairs.
screen downstairs.
Okay,
In the base.
similar to what
first
we've
floor.
got at the town direction.
Yes.
same.
How many cameras? 4?
There was 3 lit up.
Only 3
We
cameras.
see more on
Playground.
the playground. On the side, what is the third one?
I didn't
I
really-
saw 3 pictures.
Must be the
That's
entrance
the
way,
picture,
one.
it's 3, right? Can I see?
I hope it's facing the generator in case anybody ever decides to snatch that
So,
or mess with the fuel.
who did?
I said, I hope it's,
So we had some car break-ins here last night, enjoyed it a lot.
Really?
Troy?
you
From,
can see the playground.
from Liberty's Supply, from Liberty's Garage, all the way up through the Bobby Jacob, they went in people's cars and stole change and
Okay.
opened the
Oh, good.
door, they stole a car too, they stole a car too
You
somewhere.
can see the generator, that's good.
Nobody had nobody has video?
No, they got a camera.
You- Oh, so you can see it from here?
No,
Three
she sent
cameras.
me a
You
picture.
have 3 cameras.
Sent me a
Oh,
picture
that's
of the
a big
camera.
Playground, the parking lot, and the other one's what?
See, more is
The back?
the one is the generator that we could
Oh,
see.
some playground.
Okay, yeah. that's
The first one on top is more of a generator, like.
That's
back.
playground.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got two
That's
areas.
the front.
that's a little bit of the playground,
Yeah.
and that's just the front.
So we can move them around too.
Yeah,
I got the same thing, but I'm gonna have my cameras upgraded too.
This is a lot
this
clearer
is the one I
picture
was saying that we could.
than
see.
at the,
Well, they're quite a lot newer.
Yeah.
The other thing is those lenses probably need to be washed once in a while.
Yep,
oh, that's
You know,
true.
like the backup thing on your
Yeah,
car or
on
your
your
truck,
car.
you
your
know?
glasses get dirty down there, don't
That's
they?
right, so up there, it's very nice, you know, so. I don't know if it's, yeah, it is on there, never mind.
We can do the highway stuff still, because you gotta sign some stuff.
The mileage thing, you know?
You gotta sign all 3 of those.
Yeah, all three can be done.
Okay, so. We have to probably make a motion to say, or at least have the minutes show that there's no change in the highway mileage.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We have to
Okay.
make a motion for that,
That'd be good.
right, so.
We'll make a motion that, the highway mileage has not changed, it's been the same.
I'll second that.
And I agree with that. The sign US Army Corps of Engineers application permit
You can
or
sign this.
Basin Culvert project. I'm assuming that that's somewhat of a just formality, and they're already aware of this, right? I hope this is not the first time they hear about it, because that construction may not happen this summer.
I mean, no.
I don't know, these are the things that,
They must have already,
that Ted sent for
Yeah.
signatures.
You need a motion on that? Or don't?
just.
Probably not.
Yeah, just said.
No?
So this one has 2 places to sign.
Something might be, top on the area, just let it go there, I guess. It's like 5 lines. There's the one above me, big.
Yeah,
So this one just requires 1 signature. Thankfully, we got the
that's good
easement
enough
done.
lines for it.
Oh, you know what, and when they told me he was very ill, and I tried to get to him in his house and his phone, he would not answer.
Yeah,
It's too bad.
well, it was, yeah, kind of sad.
I just had a niece pass away from cancer too. Another one,
Who's that?
another niece,
You?
and Eric and Law's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, did she? I wondered if she was.
She passed away this week, last week.
Yeah, well, that's good.
That's your niece?
Yes.
Didn't know that.
That's my niece.
Let's see, signature of applicant? Is that what I'm signing here?
Yes, and I
Or-
think there's 2 places on that one to sign.
Right,
So the 8th, I have it good.
The
Yay.
8th of February.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. that'll be February.
so who's the agent? This
I'm
is-
assuming it's whoever
It's not us.
is the Army Corps of Engineers or something.
You had a good vacation, Rick?
Yeah. Very good. Always good to come home though.
Oh, yeah. I see you had a
No
good
place
dinner
like
one day.
Yeah,
That was fun.
No place like home.
yeah, we were just walking down the street and said, hey, that's a good place to.
Yeah.
So there was good.
My brother's a full-time Floridian now, he lives down there.
Which one?
How did you like the last couple of weeks?
See?
Probably doesn't like it at all, but he's in the, yeah,
Yeah.
he's in the Ocala, so you kind of miss that stuff.
Ocala trip.
Yeah, but they got some cold weather.
Yeah.
In Ocala.
No,
We were
Did you get
around
snow?
Sarasota.
Ocala didn't, no, it was a little further south and on the.
So Sarasota, fine. Dave,
Yeah,
did you go,
Yeah,
did you
up
go
in-
to
Go to
the?
sections of.
uh, The loan service over.
You built one of those
Vest, you
hurricane.
go Vest?
No.
Hurricane
Right next door,
homes.
sir.
We did.
Oh,
because
Concrete.
And Vest, did you
We
go?
had seen him last summer.
Steel
and we
roofs
told him we'd be down. He said,
rafters.
"You gotta come stay with me."
Vest is like, if you go into inland and over
So
over the bridge
prepare
and all
for
that.
hurricanes.
Yeah.
Go down to that.
Prepare for Armageddon.
Yeah.
Then we went over to my brother's, Andrew's in Lake Wales. Get a house there in the winter. Okay, it's the one that, let's see where that is.
So you sign both.
I did two of
Places.
them, I hope at the right place,
Here's another one.
and that one is
Um. That one is,
applicant signature,
Yeah, yeah.
and who's gonna sign it for landowner? Has
I
it-
think that's what the easement was for, but
So we gotta get that signed, did you send it?
Yeah.
Did you sign it before you passed away?
one day,
Hmm?
one day.
Really?
Yeah, he
He
does.
was aware enough to do it that day before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, that was,
why would he go so quickly? He
No.
was that aware?
well, you know, Rachel, right? I don't know if you guys remember from over to
Oh, I
the.
knew what she was.
So anyway, we saw her just about a week before she passed away, we went to visit them, and she was talking to us just like nothing, you know, she was talking about dying or anything, but her son said she's not gonna last long, she had just gone to Hanover for a checkup, and sure enough, the next week.
Wow.
Yeah. People are dying right and left around here.
That's not good.
Yeah, okay, after this. So did we did all three of those? All right, we already talked about the legal trails.
Mhm.
Cleaning and community center, discuss hiring applicant.
I think you got a candidate for that, don't you?
We do. Her name is Connie Gunther, and I talked with her today.
Is she want all three buildings?
No,
I'm
not right now.
surprised she even wants to do one, but she's
So
still.
who was Connie Gunther?
She lives in Jay, her husband and their daughter, they have, she used to have a doggy daycare thing, she doesn't do that anymore. They got a few animals and she worked for us once in a while. A really hard worker, really nice lady. I don't know if she's got time to do this, but I think she'd be great, she's on
She
it.
needs a little
She
spend of
works-
cash.
Is she a member of the Lions or should she just help?
No, she helps at the meal site. She's a homeschooling mom,
Yeah,
and
really.
the wage was acceptable to her. She said down the road, she would maybe consider doing the other buildings.
Okay, that's a step in the right direction.
Good.
So I tried checking her references, but that was a little hard, other than you.
Because she hasn't worked for other people too.
Well, she had one listed in Burlington that was, but she hasn't worked there for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And the guy she worked for doesn't work there anymore. So they just verified the dates of her employment, but they didn't know her.
Yeah,
So.
she's, you know, very smiles, she's got a good disposition, she works hard, like I told. But Donna, I said, I don't know. I never went in her house to see what kind of housekeeping skills she has, but in her shop, she's like mopped the floor a few times and, you know. When she was working for us, she hasn't for a while, but she's excellent.
And Connie
I hope-
Leclume said she would work with her, you know, the first time
Yeah,
and show her, you know.
Well, Connie's done a great job.
Oh, yeah. Have you got anything back on the floor over there yet? The new floor, from Tony Renee? You're supposed to send it here,
No,
an estimate. Well, you know.
No. So I guess if you're in agreement, we'll hire her.
do we need to? Is that just something that you do, or do we need to make a motion to hire her?
I would say make a motion to hire
I'll
her.
make a one.
They're her bosses.
Her name is Connie Gunther, you said?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I suck at that motion. Since you get a good report.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, all in favor, say aye. Yeah, she's probably, I don't know, what, you know, you don't dare to guess a woman's age because you can get in trouble. I'm
Well, I
gonna
got
guess,
that.
I'm guessing she's probably mid-40s, I don't know, maybe not that much. So, that is it. Let me see.
Where was she read the minutes?
Lawn mowing contract.
Are we thinking about putting it out for bid? I think we should.
I think we should too.
Yeah.
I'm not too impressed with his work.
No,
Not me either.
He's spin circles all over the place.
you rush to get out.
And then if he hit that thing, he didn't come and tell us.
Right.
Oh, who else would have done it?
I know that.
Maybe the only one who would done it.
Occasionally, he has a helper, a young kid, but
Okay.
still, somebody should have told us.
Still should have.
Because it could have taken out the generator.
So was that kid insured under his
No,
policy?
they could have disconnected the pipe.
You know what I mean?
Pipe.
Right.
Was that,
No, it could
I
have
don't
done a
know.
lot of things.
that's another thing too, is he insured under his policy?
So that's a
Well, he's
question.
supposed to have a liability insurance, that's what he has.
Yeah,
Yeah, but with
So
somebody
if
else
he
driving
would've
his
got-
equipment,
Huh?
somebody else driving his equipment.
it should be covered.
No, but that's. I don't think it was it's him, because I've been hearing a lot that he. Does those things on the properties.
So yeah, I don't know,
He's do it too quick, that's the problem.
Yeah,
it doesn't really
yeah,
want.
it's not a racetrack. I mean, when I put up the banner, and who put up the banner over there this time, by the way, the Red Cross banner? I'm glad somebody put it up.
Norman, yep,
They, yeah, so, that's usually when I'm on the comment, putting that up or taking it down, it's nothing but. The grass is all burnt from spinning circles over there.
Right, it is,
You know, no need for that.
and around the tree, there's a big hole.
Yeah. So, it's January, we usually put that out around March, probably, or so.
Like, yeah, February, March, put it up good.
I would
We did that
actually
before that.
start,
Can
I would actually start putting
Yeah.
it out because.
Okay, even sooner.
there's no need to wait, really. We're
Because
kind of
you
under the
never,
gun usually.
yeah, you never know when spring could get here.
Right,
Be nice to know it's lined up and if we wanted to reach out further, you know.
So what was he doing? Was he?
he was doing, these two
The
buildings
common, 2 buildings?
and the library,
in the summer.
in the
And
cemetery.
the cemetery.
Cemetery.
And are we gonna take the cemetery out of the equation and talk to Ivan about that?
Which one?
Do you want to?
Over here?
The cemetery?
No, this
I
one,
did,
Up here?
but he said he can't do it, but he does it for us, we'll give us a price,
right,
like, I can talk to Ivan again.
yeah. I think we should explore that. Because it's not mow, blow and go like my grandmother used to say.
It's not what?
Mow, blow and go.
Oh,
You know?
Well, I think, if Ivan wants it, I think Ivan would.
he does good work.
I wouldn't put that up for a bit if Ivan wants it, but see what he.
I would talk to them first
Okay.
and then make sure that you
Yeah.
would know and then go from there
Maybe
because
talk
like
to
she
them later.
said, need cares.
Right,
Yeah.
it's more than just.
I told him,
They
you
gotta
do such a
clean.
good job over there that, you know,
I don't mind doing what I'm doing right now with there, if you know, you can just mow it and trim it and it's nice and that's good.
So, by taking that out, though, this job gets smaller, you know,
Right.
probably get less interest,
Not
you
necessarily.
know. I'm not saying not to do it that way, I'm just kind of thinking.
No, but I'm thinking like people might, take more, because it doesn't take long to do, and they do more lawn in one day.
right, I mean, they got other ones in there too.
Yeah, they're all looking
My
at
nephew
areas.
goes on, so just
We
put
could-
buckets here, maybe he'll
Right,
he'll
You
inquire
got
about
that,
there.
you got
Because
that?
I think you got the one at the hardwood store, you could ask
That's my
that,
nephew,
ask
that's
him,
my nephew.
and you could ask,
What's her name, who does?
Jonas does a lot of it too,
maybe the guy at that mows the town garage wants to do it,
maybe.
if we took the cemetery out. The guy at the town, that mows the town garage.
He does a good job at the town room.
Did you get a bill card or?
No, it's a tractor.
Does he have,
And he's paid by the town hourly, so,
yeah, isn't that, so does he have liability insurance?
no,
He
he
doesn't
works
need it.
for us.
Oh, so, okay. He charges us what, $25 a crack, or a crack over there.
Something about. I mean, that's not a very big lawn for that and that, it's not, it dries up pretty good too, I mean, it gets dry.
Well, and it,
And a lot of times he does.
common sense, you don't need to do it all the time if it's burnt, you don't know
Yeah,
it.
I guess they always did it, but you don't have to, I mean, common sense,
Well, sometimes you could wait a couple of weeks easily.
yeah, common sense,
So if we,
talk to him first.
Do we want to?
I'd put it up a bit.
So how, yeah, because you're kicking somebody out.
It's probably gonna be too much. for
Well,
them.
what I would do, if I would just do the advertisement to see if we have anybody coming in, you could still talk to Mark if he wants,
Yeah.
is interested,
Yeah.
then we could go from there. At least we know if we have some people coming in, or,
The way it's written on the contract is the cemeteries as a separate amount for the bid.
Yeah.
So we can leave the contract the way it is for right now, and, they would just price the cemetery separately. And then I can just ask Mark.
Yeah,
know,
so
he
Ivan's
wants
the
to
same
bid.
boat as he doesn't have to have insurance, so he's an
Well, he's
employee.
an employee.
Right.
Is he retired now? Is he
You
still-
thinking,
He's thinking, he's been thinking quite a while.
I know,
Yeah,
They make design.
Yeah,
Well, he's 75.
so you know,
Ivan's gonna be
Still working
75.
full time?
Look, you don't look very.
Ivan?
yeah, and he goes to work at like 3:30 in the morning.
He works full time?
Yep.
good job.
You guys will talk, and he has for years.
Some people just retire, it's like Roger.
Innocent.
Yeah.
He's only 90.
When he's 90, he's still working.
I know, I thought you might, yeah, so, but it's still, it's,
Yeah, so, still, return goes on.
Yeah, Ivan is
More far
gonna
the
be.
year.
but he doesn't, like he said, when he wants his little break, he takes his break.
That,
Aaron Rodgers.
Roger.
Yeah. So Ivan's gonna be 75 May 2nd or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, we're in the same
Still in
class.
good shape.
so I can ask Rod, I already talked to Ivan a couple of times, and, I said, give us a price, I said, we're gonna do something different this spring. So. I told him, the work hasn't been faulty either, so.
So who does the library?
We did.
No, that was Ryan.
So that's gonna be part of the bid too.
But didn't he used to do that?
Ivan used to do it.
No,
Library?
he used to be Eve,
Yes, you were.
and Steve did it.
So it's
Wouldn't it make sense for Ivan to do it?
museum
It's not a very big,
here, the common, this building.
Yeah, in the school.
In the school.
Yeah.
School.
Now, he
Yeah.
might retire now, he might have just enough.
Yeah, that's a 5-minute mall. School. There, there.
Yeah,
In
but-
library, same thing.
if we put this out to bid though, we wanna be sure that there's an element of cleaning up and it's spring and
Yeah.
fall too, right? That's.
And also blowing off. The tire and trimming too.
And we don't want somebody that's just gonna take all the branches and either mow over them or,
Shove them over here.
Shove 'em in.
Dirt in the corner.
You can't put it in the corner.
That made Rick the info pretty good.
and we don't want somebody who's gonna mow over all the trash and the tennis balls. It's not mulch. Fan.
Okay, so,
We're all set with that?
so what do we, the broken generator panel,
Well, we're gonna fix it,
are
so.
we just gonna,
Yeah.
just gonna suck it up or?
Did you order it yet or not?
Yeah.
I think so.
I did check for a question about, the insurance,
On our insurance?
yeah, it's $1,000 deductible, so it's not worth it to do it.
Nope.
No, but I guess if I was the guy that did it.
I would've came up and told you.
Yeah, but now it's to
Not gonna
prove
happen.
it.
That's
Too
why-
late, we don't know.
We're sort of just gonna suck it up. Okay,
We're all set,
could have been worse.
yes.
Let's see, we're only did 11, recycling schedule for February.
So I look at the broken generator, we look at the average all the years that he did it.
That's right.
We save money.
So I can do this Saturday, I think I said that.
So I'm leaving on maybe the 22nd
That's the
February.
first,
Okay, well, you wanna do earlier then?
I'd like to do it early if it's okay with you guys.
Go for it, I mean, I can do a later one.
I may be gone, well, I know, yeah, I talked to Mike, but Mike may not be around this Saturday.
This Saturday, he won't be around. Jake's gonna do it this Saturday.
Yeah, well, unless if you want to do it,
I could switch to 15th with Morris and Roger. I can do that. Well, I
Well,
could.
they do
switch-
the 8th.
Huh?
They do the 8th.
They do the 8th, so I could do the 15th.
alright, I'll stick to this Saturday.
Okay, I can do the
gotta-
15th.
Well, the 22nd, I'm not ready, I can't do the 8th because I have
Can you do the 22nd?
an event. I can do the 25th, 22nd.
I can do the 15th.
So we've got 5 Saturdays, no.
No,
Or-
you're all set.
Just 4,
You're good.
yeah, okay, I'll do this. Okay. Okay, let's see if he's available. Now I'll be begging.
It's
somebody.
cycling.
Okay. Other business, we already did the scheduled meeting for MER, and what was the other thing? There were 2 things.
But I need a tax in it, contract.
Oh, yes, we gotta sign the tax map contract.
That's gonna be on the summit also,
Was that,
or no, signing that, I'm signing that right here, and
Yeah, right.
there's no more.
I think we already approved that. And we just,
so I mean,
we'll be it.
we ain't going to executive session. You ain't going, where you going to executive session, Dick?
Never know.
You've been gone for a month, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see, oops. Yeah, do we need executive session or anything? Okay,
No, what's
right,
it?
so I guess
We need to talk about Nikki. She's doing too good of a job.
Probably takes away like that.
yeah, apparently somebody else noticed, because you're doing somebody else, you're doing, you're down the zoning thing now.
She's
you're-
maxed.
there's not gonna
I'm cut off, no more, no more.
She's maxed out.
be- Yeah, well, I said before, but I say it again. I feel
Thank you.
like so fortunate to be in this town, we got a select board that gets along, we got office people that are like second to none,
Definitely.
and just read the papers,
Yeah.
So I feel very thankful for that. Motion to adjourn, be in order. Yeah,
Make a motion to adjourn.
I agree, so we're adjourned, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Hours, that's